Hello there, how are you? Welcome back to How I Did It. Well, I'm back out here working in the utility shed on my water system again. These 12-volt pumps with the integrated pressure switch, the pumps are great, but the switches, they are terrible. They burn out, they fail, whatever. And then you're getting a hold of the manufacturer, it's under warranty, he sends you another one out, you're having to disconnect your entire system and reinstall a new switch just to have it fail a couple 3 months later. They're terrible. So I thought I'll buy an independent 12-volt pressure switch and put it in, and that's what you see there in front of the Teflon tape. Thought, all right, good idea. This'll work, right? Wrong. That pressure switch, never would it even power up. I could not get it to work no matter what I did. Had to take a break, go have a big old cup of coffee, actually a couple pretty big cups of coffee, and then I came to the aha moment. It's a pressure switch. It needs a power source to open and close the connections, but the pressure of the water tank there is what actually causes the trigger on the pressure switch itself. So with that in mind, I go to the big box store, I buy me a few adapters, I come back out here to the utility shed, and I proceed to go ahead and install this 110-240 pressure switch on my 12-volt system. Now here's the kicker. I'm only wiring it with 12 volts. The red wire that's coming in there is my power source. It's from my 12-volt lithium-ion battery. And the negative is the negative off the 12-volt lithium-ion battery. Now your power source coming into these switches go on the outside screws of the pressure switch, and you'll see a close-up of this in just a second. And then there's two inside screws. So if your power source is on the right side there, then the red from the pump is going to go on the right side inside screw. You'll see in a second, sorry. It's like a tongue twister. And the black from the pump will go to the black on the left side of this pressure switch, or the battery side. Please go to the close-up.
The outside two are your power source. The inside two are your pump.
There you go. It is that simple to wire. That simple, guys. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is awesome. And if it ever fails, I don't have to deal with the vendors anymore. I can just go back up to the big box store and buy another pressure switch right off the shelf for 26 bucks. Well, that's what I paid the other day for it anyway. Alright, so pressure switch is there. Water's back on.
Here we go.
Yep, here we go. I can feel the tension in my chest right now. That was one heck of a day. Now, that is a simple switch on the wall that turns the power on. So when I leave the barn, if I'm going to be gone for any period of time, it's a matter of flipping a switch. It kills the power to the pump, so I don't ever even have to worry about the pump burning up, or if a pipe breaks, water blowing everywhere. It just is fantastic, and it's as simple as power in, power out, and it operates and opens and closes those relays. And as you heard, it just cycled off at 50 psi. Now when I purchased this switch, it was a 4060 and I tweaked it to a 5030. At this point, knowing that my thought process of it being a pressure switch and that 12 volt was going to be enough power to open and close those contacts when the pressure hit the settings that it was at, I went ahead. The two wires that were just loosely wired in there from the pump, I got those crimped and heat shrinked, permanently put on there, put the cap back on, going ahead and putting a little bit of insulation over the pipes because we're supposed to have another pretty good freeze the next few days. And then this is just a look at my system. So I have a nice C-flow pump tied into an independent pressure switch that is wired and operating with 12 volt power, and it is switchable off the wall. So when I'm not out here at the off-grid barn, I can simply flip the switch, kill the power to the system. I don't have to worry about a pump burning up or my water being pumped out all over the place. Alrighty then, I want to thank you all for stopping by. Have an absolutely wonderful and blessed day. I'll see you next time on How I Did It. Take care.